there. But we are going to do Psalm 15 to 17 and try to get that made up for today. All right, so Psalm 15 through 17, a Psalm of David. Looks like it is not the font size I normally have. There we go, font size, large. Not that you probably care, but maybe you do. Maybe it makes it better and easier to read on the screen. I hope so. Okay, a Psalm of David. Lord, who may dwell in your sacred tent? Who may live on your holy mountain? The one whose walk is blameless, who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from their heart, whose tongue utters no slander, who does no wrong to a neighbor and casts no slur on others, who despises a vile person but honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps an oath even when it hurts and does not change their mind, who lends money to the poor without interest, and who does not accept a bribe against the innocent. Whoever does these things will never be shaken. That's interesting. Who can dwell in your sacred tent? Who can live on your holy mountain? And then there's a list of things that we should strive to be. We should strive to be blameless and righteous, speak the truth, not to slander, to not wrong our neighbors, to not cast slurs on other. We should despise vile people, and we should honor those who fear the Lord. We should keep oaths, even when it hurts. I like that, even when it hurts. Does not change their mind. In other words, keep your promises. Lends money to the poor without interest. That's very interesting, and doesn't take bribes. Now, whoever does these things will never be shaken. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Very simple, straightforward. Just who can do this? Yeah, those who are upright. A miktam. All right, I'm going to go look up what miktam. Probably a literary or musical term. Yeah, figured that. Figured out helpful there, footnote. All right. A miktam of David. Let me just go Psalm 16. What does this say? Miktam. A technical term found in psalm titles. Meaning is uncertain. Thank you for the translation there. All right. So, keep me safe, my God, for in you I take refuge. So he just asked the question in the previous one, who can dwell in your tent? And now he's seeking to take refuge. I say to the Lord, you are my Lord. Apart from you, I have no good thing. I say of the holy people who are in the land, they are the noble ones in whom is all my delight. Those who run after other gods will suffer more and more. I will not pour out libations of blood to such gods or take up their name on my lips. Hey, Miss Jellybeans, good to have you here this morning. We're just in Psalm 16. I think I just have it slid off the top, so there we are. So he's calling on God to keep him safe and take a place of refuge. This is a fascinating thought, though. Those who run after other gods will suffer more and more. I will not pour out libations of blood to other gods or take up their names on my lips. No blood sacrifices made to other gods. Interesting, though, libations is the word that he chooses to use there. Libations, usually thinking of alcoholic, something that intoxicates on some kind of level. I'm not going to pour out libations. Maybe just go look that up. Psalm 16. No, let's go back. verse is that? 4. Yeah, let's see. Their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God. Their drink offerings not offer, take up their name on my lips. Okay. This is the issue sometimes when you try to go, drink offering, libation, molten image, something poured out. Okay, so the same word, so I was getting the idea there of blood, the offering. So they're just using libations in that reference. Okay, so the word can mean either. I didn't know that. So still the same idea I was going for, just the translation here goes with libations instead of poured out drink offerings of blood. So, blood sacrifices. Not going to do that. This would connect maybe with meat sacrificed to idols and stuff in the New Testament. So, let's keep going. Lord, you alone are my portion and my cup. You make my lot secure. My portion and my cup. Maybe foreshadowing of the cup of Jesus, the Messiah cup. If you aren't familiar, at the Passover meal, there was several different cups that were there. There was I believe there was a cup for Elijah, and there was a cup for the Messiah. And they were intended to be set at the table in anticipation of them one day coming to the meal. And so when Jesus takes the cup, he takes the Messiah cup. So, interesting. My cup and my portion. So, the boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. Surely I have a delightful inheritance. We just looked at the dividing of the land. So here's a reference to the dividing lines turned out great for me. I've got a great portion in the land. I will praise the Lord who counsels me. Even at night, my heart instructs me. I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. Okay, so interesting. He says, keep me safe, take refuge. I'll say to the Lord, and now he's just a whole bunch of I've been blessed. I've been blessed, which is interesting. It's not often if it starts out with a cry, in essence, for help, usually goes into all of the awful things that are going on in my life. And here it's going in a different direction. Hey, ukulele, we're in Psalm 16 here this morning. So, therefore, my heart is glad and my tongue rejoices. My body also will rest secure. Because you will not abandon me to the realm of the dead, nor will you let your faithful one see decay. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasure at your right hand. So there are many things within here that are seen to be foreshadowing of what the Messiah is to do. So there's the cup here I already mentioned. There is then here, you will not abandon me to the realm of the dead. I will, nor will you let your faithful one, let's see what that says, or holy one, see decay. There again, foreshadowing of the Messiah. It will not see decay. He is resurrected. He then ascends. He is never placed in the ground from the standpoint of they're long enough to decay. Let's see. You make known to me the path of life through resurrection. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. The right hand. When there's references to the Messiah, the Holy One, the Anointed One, that he is going to be at the right hand of the Father. Again, here in this passage. So, keep me safe, my God, for I will take refuge. I could go look up some language there, but I guess it's probably not what I'm thinking. I was thinking perhaps it says Yeshua there, which is Joshua, which is salvation, or my salvation comes from the Lord. So, oh, interesting. I don't think we've had one of these that says it's a prayer of David in Psalm 17. So it's not a psalm of David, it's a prayer of David. Hear me, Lord. My plea is just. Listen to my cry. Hear my prayer. It does not rise from deceitful lips. Let my vindication come from you. May your eyes see what is right. Okay, so maybe this is why this is, I think, the first one we've seen where it says, hear my prayer. Well, if he says, hear my prayer, then I guess it would be correct to label it as a prayer. So no surprise there. So, but we have often heard the cry out to God. That's a common way for Psalms to start. Though you probe my heart, though you examine me at night and test me, you will find that I have planned no evil. My mouth has not transgressed. That rings a whole lot like Job, proclaiming that he has said nothing, he has done nothing that is evil, that God could examine him and he would be found that there is no evil within him. However, if you remember the last time we were reading in Job, he also said, but I can't defend myself because in defending myself, I would then likely stumble and be caught in saying something that was false. But here, my mouth has not transgressed. That was Job's claim as well. Though people tried to bribe me, I have kept myself from the ways of the violent. Though through what your lips have commanded, my steps have held to your path. My feet have not stumbled. So again, this sounds a whole lot like Job. My feet haven't stumbled. I've done what's right. There is no, if you're examining me, God, I am in the right. And here he is. You probe my heart, though you examine me at night and test me. At night is the surprise. I think that's the thought there. If you come at night, you're going to catch me by surprise. You're going to catch me in the things I think I can hide. And you can come then, and there is nothing that you're going to find. I call on you, my God, for you will answer me. Turn your ear to me and hear my prayer. Show me the wonders of your great love, you who save by your right hand, those who take refuge in you from their foes. Keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me in the shadow of your wings from the wicked who are out to destroy me, from the mortal enemies who surround me. So, in some psalms, the psalmist recants all of who God is and all the blessings that they've received. Here, he is declaring his righteousness that he's able to uphold, and then say, now show me the wonders of your great love, you who saved me by your right hand. So there's a different layout here that he's going through. Hey, Sunshine Games, thanks for the follow. Thanks for being here, friend. Glad you could join us. We are in Psalms here, and we're at times looking at how the psalmist lays things out. And here, this one is called a Psalm of Prayer. So I do find it interesting at times when I find phrases in Scripture that we kind of just use and in everyday life, and maybe don't realize how old or how ancient phrases might be. Apple of your eye. An old phrase indeed, whether it's old because this is the translation that English has used since 400 years ago when the first English Bible was made, or if this goes back further and is actually a Hebrew phrase. Those are interesting things I find that we use today as phrases, and we don't always know they come from the Bible. But here, asking God to be the one who is the vindicator, who's the one who takes care of the enemies. He's just calling out for God to do it. So they close up their callous hearts, and their mouths speak with arrogance. Wow, this one is just filled with images of language, of words, which again, just this sounds like Job's friends. Their mouths are filled and speak arrogance. They're speaking against Job as though they know and understand why he is being having all of the calamity upon him. They know, they understand. They speak with arrogance because they don't know. They don't understand, and they've got it all wrong. So, parallels, I love those things. So, they have tracked me down. They now surround me with eyes alert to throw me to the ground. They are like a lion hungry for prey, like a fierce lion crouching in cover. Rise up, Lord. Confront them. Bring them down. With your sword, rescue me from the wicked. By your hand, save me from such people, Lord. For those of this world whose reward is in this life. Ooh, that's interesting. Those who are after rewards now instead of rewards in the afterlife. That is an interesting sudden shift here in the text. I hope you notice that. May what you have stored up for the wicked fill their bellies. May their children gorge themselves on it. And may there be leftovers for their little ones. Oh, wow. That is... I'm sure that there is something in the Hebrew here that Hebrew does this. That's why I'm guessing that there probably is here, where there's a word that sounds like a word, and you're supposed to think of the other word. It does that, or there's a pattern. Well, for instance, I'll give you one that's not always a bad one, but you're supposed to get images and messages from the way that words sound or the words that are similar. So Bethlehem is house of bread. And so the word for famine is no bread. So if you were to read that there is a famine in Bethlehem in English, it has very little meaning. There's a famine. But if you read literally, there is no bread in the house of bread, you're going, what? That's like going, there's no pizza in Pizza Hut. And you're going, what are you talking about? There's no pizza at Pizza Hut. It's Pizza Hut. There's got to be pizza at Pizza Hut. So Hebrew does things like that. I'm guessing there's something in it here. I'm not going to go look it up because even within the words, it may not fully come out because I might not know all the words that sound like the words that are used here. You don't always get all that. So, but the wicked fill their bellies. May their children gorge themselves on it. May there be leftovers for the little ones. So it's like, I want your punishment to be stored up so much that they just consume it all, and then they're gorged, their kids are gorged, and then their grandkids are gorged on the punishment that they gets poured out. Just a different way of thinking about punishment as though it's something that somebody wants to consume. Couldn't find pizza emote. So, okay, those are pizza shaped. That'll work. Yeah, like I said, there's probably something there in the Hebrew, but still the imagery there of wanting somebody to be gorged on the punishment, that's not a thought that we normally have. So, but it's kind of like the heaping coals, if you're familiar with that reference, that they're just going to be piled up. This punishment is going to be so enticing, they're just going to consume it all. And then their kids are going to have it. And then their grandkids are going to have it. There's going to be so much of it. As for me, I'll be vindicated and will see your face. When I awake, I will be satisfied with seeing your likeness. So there's the connection. Examine me at night. So he is laying down to sleep with his prayer, and he is going to be refreshed in the morning. That is how he anticipates this all going, that at the end he can sleep safe and sound because he has handed over his troubles to God. He has handed over his enemies for God to deal with. He's not going to take the action himself. That's fascinating. And this, we're not reading those passages, but this connects with a lot of stuff in the New Testament where it says, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." Not that particularly, but references along those lines where do not repay evil for evil, but repay evil with good. Taking off and going at one step further with not repaying evil for evil, letting God handle it, to not repaying evil, but going towards good. So, yeah, interesting. So those are our Psalms that we would have done on Saturday, if I can ever get up and get Psalms done on time. Well, not that I don't get up, but I mean, I don't know. Some ways, Saturday and Sunday, I don't always get done what we should, and so we'll jump into